From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up today, a special funeral for a local veteran with no close family or friends, and how the community showed up to pay their respects.
Plus, a Nebraska woman in need of emergency surgery waits days for a hospital bed. But first tonight,
stressing safety as house fires rise during the winter months. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We've seen a recent increase in house fires, several just in the last few days.
Lincoln Fire Rescue says although it's concerning, it's not entirely unexpected. Channel 8's Alexa Skaneski joins us live now with more. Alexa?
LFR says it's actually pretty normal for them to see an increase in house fires during the winter months, and it's something they do their best to prepare for. This is the scene we saw in Davie, Nebraska just a few days ago. Flames engulfing this home, leaving a $115,000 total loss behind. Officials not yet sure on the cause. And just 24 hours before that, several fires broke out in Lincoln. Crews battling flames in frigid temperatures. This is the unfortunate scene firefighters in southeast Nebraska are seeing lately, a slight rise in house fires, something that's expected in the winter months.
This is the time frame where we typically have a rise in fires, just because it's winter time and there's a lot of things going on with furnaces and space heaters and the holiday season with Christmas trees and things. But over the last week, you're right, we have seen just a little bit of an uptick in house fires.
LFR says from October 1st of last year till now, there have been 98 calls for service that came in as a reported fire. That number is up from previous years. Keep in mind, crews are battling these flames and sometimes frigid temperatures, which LFR says makes things more difficult, even just getting to the scene of the fire.
We have to be more considerate of where we're putting the water, making sure that leaking hose lines or anything like that doesn't create a slip, trip, or fall hazard for our own personnel. Not to mention, once we're completed with the fire, just freezing up our hose lines and making sure that everybody gets ready to go, and you kind of do things in a hasty mode to pick things up.
They're stressing the importance of fire safety at a time like this, making sure your space heater is at least 3 to 4 feet away from the wall or other objects, and don't smoke your cigarettes inside. But first and foremost, it's important to make sure you're having annual checkups on your home and changing your furnace filter, making sure it's operating efficiently.
Not only can it cause a fire if things are really dirty in your ductwork, but carbon monoxide, sometimes when a furnace isn't working appropriately, you can get carbon monoxide to come off of your actual furnace unit, and that can cause some issues as well. And we see usually an uptick of those during the winter months as well.
And one last tip, make sure those batteries are fully charged in your smoke detectors so they can alert you if there's something going on. For now, reporting in Lincoln, Alexa Skaneski, Channel 8 News.
All right, Alexa, reporting live outside one of our fire stations here in the capital city. Thank you so much. Well, we do have some sad news to report tonight out of Seward County.
A teenager died in a rollover crash. Nora Neff, an 8th grader at Seward Middle School, died. The crash happened Saturday on a gravel road near 210th and McKelvey Road. Deputies say it appears that the driver lost control, causing the vehicle to roll over. 4 other teens in the vehicle were taken to the hospital, though, with non-life-threatening injuries. A crisis response team is available for students all this week in Seward. An update now on the man accused of a fatal shooting at the Bellevue Sonic in 2020.
That's right. First-degree murder charges were refiled today against Roberto Silva Jr. It allows the Sarpy County attorney to seek the death penalty in this case. Silva is accused of opening fire at the Sonic restaurant there. 4 workers were shot. 2 of the victims died. From the state capitol today, Governor Ricketts declaring School Choice Week here in Nebraska.
It's from January 23rd through the 29th. Nebraska is one of only 2 states across the nation that does not have a form of school choice. A few senators who have bills related to school choice stood in support today. The governor was also joined by 2 individuals in particular from out of state who claim to have benefited from school choice growing up.
School choice literally saved my life. in a neighborhood full of crime, poverty, and low expectations.
Also mentioning $60 million from the American Rescue Plan Act that will be going to Nebraska families to help pay for children's educational needs. Today, more action being taken by schools to fight the spread of COVID-19.
For example, Hastings Public is off today to allow students and staff to get some rest and recover from any illnesses they may have. Meanwhile, Lincoln Public Schools, they were closed Friday after reporting more than 1,000 cases for the second consecutive week. Out of those, 993 were in students and 184 in faculty. Also, Pius X is back to a normal schedule after a week of half days to allow teachers time to plan for their classes with so many out with a positive COVID test or an exposure to the virus.
And at UNL, extra testing began today for every student living in dorms, fraternities, or sororities. The university is trying to better understand how the virus spreads so quickly in close living situations. UNL currently has a 7-day rolling average of around 285 COVID cases with a positivity rate just under 10%. An emotional scene today as the Lincoln community came together to remember a veteran.
Irvin Brown died with really no close relatives or family, and the call went out last week to get people to attend his funeral and burial. At least 100 people showed up to honor Irvin Brown. He was a member of the Air Force for 20 years before retiring and then working for the U.S. Postal Service for another 10. As we said, he didn't have much family, but his nieces who were in attendance were so touched at the outpouring of love and support from the people in our community and from local veterans.
Very, very touching. It's hard to keep the tears away. And I thank each and every one of them.
Well, I tell you, that tells you a lot about our community coming together, right? Members from the American Legion Riders and the Patriot Guard Riders stood with American flags outside the funeral home and also rode to with the processional to the cemetery. We're going to hear from the leader of those groups tonight at 6 o'clock.
Well, you know, the day started off pretty mild temperature-wise, but John, I've been watching all day. It's just getting colder and colder, and they're just dropping off.
You know, at least in Lincoln, we hit the highest of the day was right around 12:20, and our temperatures have been dropping off ever since. We've now dropped 15 degrees in just the last 5 hours. A cold front has come through the area. Our winds shifted around to the north. Skies are trying to clear for some of us, but you can see where that front is now well to our south and to our southwest. Again, we're going to see some clearing skies tonight, but take a look. Compared to 24 hours ago, temperatures are ranging anywhere from 5 degrees to as much as 22 degrees cooler. That means right now we've got an air temperature of 30 degrees in Lincoln. It is 26 degrees in Columbus, down to 30 now in Grand Island, and 35 degrees in Beatrice. There is a northerly wind. These are just sustained winds, upwards of 15 to 20 miles per hour, giving us wind chill values as of 5 o'clock into the teens, as low as 15 in Columbus, as well as in Wahoo. It feels like it's 18 degrees right now in Lincoln. So go through the rest of the evening, temperatures will continue to drop. 28 degrees by 6 o'clock. We'll be down to 23 by 8, 19 degrees by 10, and that's still on the warm side compared to where we will be by tomorrow morning. We've got a much cooler day coming our way for tomorrow as well. All the details on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you very much, John. Now to the latest on the escalating crisis with Russia over Ukraine. The rhetoric ramping up between the U.S. and Russia as President Biden considers moving more U.S. troops into the region.
Meanwhile, the administration is ordering some Americans to evacuate Ukraine. ABC's Alex Prochet has the very latest.
This afternoon, a major announcement from the Pentagon amid growing intensity from Russian aggression towards Ukraine. The U.S. now placing 8,500 troops on high alert so they can be used to form part of NATO's response force if that unit is activated.
As of now, the decision has been made to put these units on higher alert and higher alert only. No decisions have been made to deploy any forces from the United States at this time.
The message follows this one from NATO Secretary General.
We will always do what is necessary to protect and defend all our allies. And I welcome that allies are stepping up.
Russia now amassing tens of thousands of troops along its border with Ukraine. Some fear a Russian invasion could happen at any moment, something Russia denies. But the British government has accused the Kremlin of plotting to insert a pro-Russian politician as the leader of Ukraine. And now the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine is ordering staff's families to evacuate and authorizing non-emergency personnel to depart. And also today, ABC News obtaining this Department of Homeland Security bulletin sent to law enforcement agencies around the country. Warning, we assess that Russia would consider initiating a cyber attack against the homeland if it perceived a U.S. or NATO response to a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine. The U.S. has threatened that Russian aggression could lead to crippling economic sanctions and restricting Russian access to semiconductors that enable computer and smartphone technology. Alex Pachet, ABC News, Washington.
And coming up next on the news here, a Nebraska woman in need of emergency surgery has to wait days for a hospital bed.
We'll have her story and your 10-day forecast after the break.
Are you struggling?
It's no secret hospitals are overwhelmed with staffing shortages, physical and emotional exhaustion, and limited beds, all caused by the pandemic.
So how is this overburdened system impacting families waiting to get non-COVID related medical care? Isabella Basco has one Nebraska woman's story.
You don't want your loved one in there longer than they have to be. You know, I'm in California and I wanted my mom to be home with my dad, not me advocating every single day, trying to get her out of there.
Mona DeBabney's mother, Eva Scott, needed an urgent surgery to remove her gallbladder last week. Typically, when a patient comes into the emergency department with this kind of diagnosis, they are taken to surgery that same night or very soon after admission.
We were waiting for a bed at a major hospital that could accommodate us, and we waited 4 days for that bed. It was a long wait. In the meantime, you are having to hear your loved one in pain waiting.
Each day that passed proved excruciating for their family.
It was just becoming more and more frustrating and also very emotional, because you just want to be able to do something and your hands are sort of tied.
The doting daughter was in close contact with nurses and her mom's case manager, calling area hospitals every 2 hours.
And this was Methodist Hospital, all the CHI hospitals, anything her insurance would cover, and all the hospitals did not have beds.
It was beginning to feel like a hopeless search.
My mind was always a step ahead. Like, what can I do if we can't get access? What's next? I have to take care of my mom. She's my top priority.
After much persistence and advocating, Eva did get a bed and the surgery she needed at CHI Health Mercy Council Bluffs, with plans to get discharged today. A nurse herself, Mona gives thanks to those fighting a never-ending battle.
A nurse and a physician never want to tell my mom that she has to wait 4 days for surgery. They know that that's not the way things should be practiced.
And the Nebraska Hospital Association did give a response to this story.
It said in part, quote, "We all need Nebraskans to continue to get vaccinated so we can preserve bed capacity and deliver top quality patient care."
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer.
Some changes taking place as we speak. A cold front passed through several hours ago, and our temperatures have been dropping since. Specifically in the Lincoln area, our temperatures started dropping a little after 12:20 this afternoon, and they've been dropping ever since. The live look right now from Honda of Lincoln, looking off to the south and west. You can see skies are clearing. We had some clouds earlier today, but those clear skies tonight will allow our temperatures to drop even more so overnight. We will fall down into the single digits. You can see the clouds are eroding quickly to the south and southwest. A few snow showers beginning to move into the northern part of the state. I think any snow will likely be west of the Tri-Cities as we go through the overnight hours, and what there does fall will be relatively light. But here's the cold front that has moved through quite quickly. In fact, the cold air lagging in behind it just a little bit. I take it back to 12:15 this afternoon around Lincoln. Temperatures at the airport were 45 degrees, 43 at East Campus, Yankee Hill Drive, and 43 degrees on the southwest side of town on Denton Road. And as we went through the day, our temperatures have been dropping. We're down to 30 degrees at the airport, 29 degrees at East Campus, 29 at Yankee Hill, and 31 degrees on the southwest side of town. So our low temperature for the day is right now, and in about 5 minutes that will be our new low temperature, and so on and so forth as we go through the rest of the evening until we hit midnight tonight. Further to the south, it's a little bit warmer, 35 degrees in Beatrice, but it's 27 degrees in Wahoo, 25 in Omaha. You can see we're down to 26 in Columbus, and now down to 30 degrees in Grand Island. So that cooler air will continue to spill to the south. Wind gusts as of this hour, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Sustained winds are about 15 miles per hour out of the north, and that's giving us wind chill values now down into the teens, mainly along the I-80 corridor and north. But don't worry, those of you south of there will start to see wind chills starting to drop as well for you as the air temperatures start to drop. So wind chills by 7 o'clock, Stormcast suggesting 17 degrees in Lincoln as we go through the evening and overnight hours. Now, the one bit of good news overnight is the winds will not be that bad. We're talking 5 to maybe 10 miles per hour as we go through the overnight hours. But at times, wind chills will get down to near zero as we head towards 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. In fact, you'll notice on Stormcast by 8 o'clock, down to 0 is what it could feel like in Lincoln, 0 in Columbus, and 1 above in Seward. Now, the actual air temperature tonight will drop down to 9 in Lincoln, 10 in Beatrice, 9 in Seward, and as low as 6 degrees in Columbus and 5 in Omaha. Tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m., we'll start with some clouds. I think as we get towards midday, we'll start to notice more clouds building in, turning skies mostly cloudy at times. And temperatures are going to stay on the cool side tomorrow. Highs will only be getting up into the low 20s as we head towards the afternoon. I'm forecasting a high of 23 degrees in Lincoln, 24 in Beatrice, 23 for you in Seward, and 23 degrees in New York. Winds tomorrow to the north, 5 to 12 miles per hour, will give us wind chills into the teens through most of the day tomorrow. Now, the big picture We're looking up at the jet stream. Winds will start to turn out of the northwest. This will give us a northwest flow. For the most part, all the active weather will stay off to our east, but anytime we get a northwest flow, we have to watch for little waves that may be coming through. But right now, things look to be quiet. In fact, we start to warm as we head towards the end of the week, with temperatures rebounding back in the low to mid 50s on Saturday, as temperatures are running upwards of 18 to 20 degrees above normal, forecasting 52 degrees in Lincoln. Actually, that should be warmer. 54 degrees is what it is for Saturday. 39 degrees on Wednesday, 38 Thursday. We start warming things up. 41 degrees Friday. Again, 50s by Saturday. And then on Sunday, we'll start to cool down a little bit, back up into the 50s again early next week. And then we're going to watch another weather system as we get towards the beginning of February. That could bring us a little rain, snow, or wintry mix our way by the 2nd of the month.
You know, we were talking in the newsroom this winter so far. A lot of times when you look at those 10 days, you see a lot of, at times, negative for lows. We haven't seen a whole lot, right, this winter?
I think we've only had 4 days, maybe 5 days go below zero.
Pretty mild.
Don't jinx it. If it starts to happen and you don't like it, Rod's the person to contact over it.
Yeah, people are going to be throwing tomatoes at me or something. I don't know.
Better you than me.
Yes. Thank you, John. Last week, we introduced you to the new baby elephant born at the Henry Dorley Zoo.
And now she officially has a name. So meet Eugenia. The female African elephant calf was born on January 7th and is the first in the zoo's 125-year history. She currently weighs about 183 pounds, and we're told she's doing very well. Also, the zoo tells us that her name means noble or well-born. The Grucock family chose the name, and they say it's a family name. They won the naming rights at a fundraiser for the zoo. And here's a look at Wall Street for you. It was a wild day. The Dow recovered losses of more than 1,100 points to end nearly 100 points higher. NASDAQ also up about 86. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
This week, the booster effect with hospital staff.
Finally tonight, caught on camera, a gathering of more than 1,000 whales.
And a huge serving of ice pancakes on Lake Michigan. Here's tonight's Take a Look at This.
The Antarctic has been called planet Earth's last true wilderness, a spectacular region of vast, untapped discovery. It seems fitting, then, that it was the scene of what one zoologist speculated may be one of the largest gatherings of fin whales ever documented. Cameras captured what was estimated to be more than 1,000 whales gathered in a 5-mile-wide area in the Southern Ocean. The incredible moment was captured by scientist and photographer Connor Ryan, who said his mind was completely blown as he took in the sight aboard the polar expedition ship, the National Geographic Endurance. The gargantuan gathering of fin, blue, and humpback whales in the same region where whaling nearly drove the species to extinction was an emotional and welcome sight to Ryan, who describes himself as a whale nerd. We now set sail for Chicago, where, this just in, it's cold. You're probably like, oh really, Professor? The frigid temps in Chi-Town turned the lapping waves in parts of Lake Michigan into a frosty field of trippy ice rings. The mysterious formations, sometimes called ice pancakes, are created when forming chunks of ice collide, creating elliptical-shaped discs with rounded edges. Finally, no rounded edges for this ice in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, where volunteers got together in sub-zero temperatures to cut large blocks of ice weighing hundreds of pounds. About 2,000 blocks will be harvested and transported to the future site of a majestic illuminated ice palace, a headlining attraction of the city's 2022 Polar Fest. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, there's no ice here right now.
No. Now, it's going to feel a little icy tomorrow morning. There's not going to be any ice out there, but temperatures will be dropping down in the single digits. 28 degrees by 6. We'll keep dropping by 8, 23, 19 by 10. Overnight, by early tomorrow morning, wind chills right around 1 above to as much as 4 below.
All right. Thank you, John. World News is coming up next.
Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you at 6.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, we build each mattress specifically for you, right here in our locally owned store. We can even make his side different than hers, backed by our lifetime.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought